What does it feel like to have all these people saying that you are washed up?
They must be new around here.
This is a scary movie. Tony Ferguson would be that guy.
He's El Cucuy.
Yeah.
In the blood-soaked history of mixed martial arts, there are fighters who hold belts, and then there are fighters who hold entire divisions hostage. Tony Ferguson is the kind of fighter who transcended records. He didn't just step into the octagon. He dragged his opponents into a nightmare where every second felt like a lifetime. This is not the story of a champion in gold, but of a warrior in scars. This is the tale of a man who became a myth, El Cucuy. Welcome to Iron Arena. Buckle up, because this one is going to be brutal. Background: born in Oxnard, California in 1984, Tony's story begins with roots in Mexican heritage, a culture that values grit, toughness, and honor. From an early age, he displayed a drive that set him apart. In high school, wrestling became his calling. He wasn't just a participant, he was a force, dominating mats, becoming an NKA wrestler, and proving that his work ethic was relentless. While many athletes trained by the book, Tony showed hints of creativity even then. He'd push limits, invent routines, and embrace the grind in ways no one else dared. This foundation, laid during long, grueling hours in wrestling rooms, would become the backbone of a fighting career built on chaos, unpredictability, and insane conditioning. Ultimate Fighter. Ferguson's rise to the mainstream spotlight came in 2011 with The Ultimate Fighter Season 13. His raw aggression, sharp elbows, and no-quit mentality stood out immediately. He wasn't just another cast member. He was the fighter people couldn't ignore. Every performance screamed intensity. When he eventually won the tournament, it wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. The world had just met someone who embraced violence as an art form, someone who seemed to love the storm inside the cage. Inner demons. But behind the fighter was a man waging wars no one else could see. Injuries stalked him, constantly broken bones, damaged ligaments, surgeries that could have ended careers. Then there were the mental battles, struggles with his personal life, and times when the pressure of being El Cucuy pushed him to breaking points. Yet, unlike many fighters who crumble, Tony didn't hide from these demons, he turned them into fuel. Every time he stepped into the octagon, he was already fighting ghosts before his opponent even threw a punch. The chaotic lightweight picture. The lightweight division during Ferguson's prime was a storm of its own. Conor McGregor's rise brought money and fame. Khabib Nurmagomedov brought dominance and discipline. Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje brought violence and heart. In the middle of it all, Tony stood as the most feared, most avoided contender. He held the interim title, but never the undisputed belt. Politics, bad timing, and injuries robbed him of his crowning moment. Yet, fans didn't need a belt to know Tony was the real boogeyman. Fighters dreaded his name, and even champions admitted his presence haunted the division. The most cursed fight in EMMA history. Tony Ferguson vs. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Booked 5 times. Canceled 5 times. Each cancellation more painful than the last. A freak injury, a weight cut disaster, a pandemic fate itself seemed determined to stop it. Fans debated endlessly, would Khabib's suffocating wrestling have broken Tony? Or would Tony's elbows, his pace, his relentless scrambles have cut through Khabib's dominance? This fight became legend without ever happening. It's the great what if of EMMA, a dream clash that slipped through our fingers again and again. Behind the scenes, Tony's struggle. Off camera, Tony's life was often just as chaotic as his fights. His training methods became internet sensations. Videos of him doing balance drills on exercise balls, shadow boxing in bizarre rhythms, or crafting workouts no one else would dare try. To some, it looked eccentric. To others, it was genius. But what it really showed was his unique mind, a man who refused to train like anyone else. And when the injuries came, he bounced back faster than doctors believed possible. His knee was supposed to keep him out for a year. He came back in 6 months. It was almost inhuman. Even after Khabib retired undefeated, the shadow of that fight still lingers. Every discussion of Khabib's legacy brings up Tony. Every discussion of Tony's career circles back to Khabib. It's a bond built not in combat, but in what never happened. Sometimes the biggest battles in sports are the ones denied to us. And for Emma fans, this remains the ultimate tragedy. The decline. But no fighter can escape time. In May 2020, against Justin Gaethje, Ferguson endured one of the most brutal wars in MMA history. He absorbed a beating that would have broken most men, but he refused to fall. After that, something shifted. Losses came in succession to Charles Oliveira, to Beneil Dariush, to Michael Chandler, to Nate Diaz. His chin, once unbreakable, began to fade. His speed slowed. Yet, even as defeat piled up, he walked into the cage with the same confidence, the same sunglasses, the same unshakable belief that he was still El Cucuy. Tony Ferguson's future. Today, his future in the sport is uncertain. Some call for retirement, others hope for one last run, one last war. But his legacy is untouchable. He will forever be remembered as a fighter who brought chaos, who terrified opponents, who gave fans blood, drama, and unforgettable moments. He was never ordinary, never predictable. Whether he fights again or not, his name is etched into MMA history, a reminder of the fine line between genius and madness. Outrow. This has been the journey of Tony Ferguson, an artist of chaos, a fighter of nightmares, and the embodiment of resilience. His story isn't just about wins and losses, it's about heart, creativity, and the refusal to ever quit. You've been watching Iron Arena. Don't forget to subscribe, because stories like these deserve to be told, and legends like Tony deserve to be remembered.